Hello guys. Today I will be answering one of the most controversial questions in all of Roblox. Should spam jumping in murder mystery to be allowed? Before we start, please respect my opinion as you are 100% entitled to yours. Thank you so much to these people for joining my Be Featured in my gameplay event hosted on my fan Discord server. And thank you to these people for purchasing my Roblox Game Pass. And shout out to this person for buying my super thanks. All links are in the description below. In my opinion, I don't think spam jumping is a problem. And the murderer in MM2 should not be insulted because they spam jumped. Because isn't it considered a tactic for the murderer to avoid losing the game by getting shot by the sheriff? And for the innocent and sheriff to avoid knife throws from the murderer? Take a look at this clip. If you have paid attention, the boy circled in the video is the murderer, and the blonde girl is the sheriff. Notice how they both were spam jumping to avoid getting killed. Yet the player who recorded this only circled the murderer because he is the odd one out trying to win the game because he's simply murderer. And in most videos, it seems like as if murderers are always known for spam jumping, not sheriffs. In correlation to getting shot by the sheriff, wouldn't it be absolutely pointless for the murderer to walk in a straight line throughout the entire game? Just because spam jumping is quote-unquote bad. This would make them vulnerable to the sheriff and defeats the purpose of the murderer role. And unlike camping and teaming, it's fair because anyone can spam jump, not just the murderer. And if spam jumping is not allowed, wouldn't Nicholas, the developer of MM2, disable the jump ability? If the jump ability is not disabled, then why is the murderer spam jumping such a hated action? As similarly stated, it's because the murderer is against everyone in the server except for themselves. And if the sheriff finds themselves in a tight position with a kangaroo murderer and gets killed, and the innocent players notice it as well, they'd start to complain how the murderer is spam jumping and how unfair it is. The murderer might win by spam jumping, but if they are a sheriff or innocent in the next round and gets killed by another spam jumper, then they too would be frustrated and would complain in the chats. It's like a paradox. Additionally, a lot of people misunderstand what spam jumping actually is. Taking a few jumps as murderer over the course of the round doesn't make them a spam jumper. But holding the space key and seeing them continuously jump is definitely spam jumping. I understand it is irritating to see the murderer spam jumping the entire time. I find it annoying as well. But we must acknowledge that spam jumping technically isn't against the rules. It's a tactic that anyone can use, not just the murderer. We shouldn't judge the murderer for trying to win the game by simply using the space key, and we shouldn't assume that they are spam jumping just because of a few spacebars pressed. What are your opinions on this controversial question? Let me know in the comments below. And if you agree with my points, don't forget to smash the like and subscribe button. Have a great day, everyone.